guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Advanced Bass Fishing, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to watch today's video. And guys, I have a good technique I want to share with you all today. We're going to be talking about fishing the flick shake. A lot of you guys may not know what a flick shake is, but this is a deadly technique for catching bass pretty much all year long. I mean, I've caught fish on the flick shake, winter, spring, summer, fall. I'm going to show you guys how to set it up, how to rig it, and we're going to talk about the applications it works good in today's episode. Also, guys, before we get started, a couple quick housekeeping tips. Just want to invite everybody to please swing by and check out my Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns. I got it at fishthemoment.com website. These are breakdowns I build for lakes all across the country. They're great resources to get some good fishing spots on the lake you've never been to, or lake you've never seen before, or maybe you fish it a lot and you can get some good spots on it. It's taken me 5 years to build these maps, guys, so I'll put that link in the description of the video. And also, real quick, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, just go to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, shoot me a private message for info there, so appreciate that. Okay, guys, here the flick shake revolves around what is called the flick shake head, and here it is, and this is actually what's called the Gamakatsu wacky head. I'll link this in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of this video, guys, if you'd like to order a pack of them. But what it is, it's a sort of an EWG hook with a ball head on it. Some got a weed guard, some don't. But it's basically an EWG hook with a weed guard that does not have any keeper on it. It's not designed to be fished like a jig head or something. I'm going to show you guys how to rig the flick shake. It's really easy to do. Just take the tricky head here and you put it on your worm right through the center. And it's sort of like a wacky rig, but it's weighted. Now, this is, just an example here about, with a soft plastic stick bait, but I've literally used every type of soft plastic you can think. I've used 4-inch plastic worms. I've used 4-inch Senkos before. Any type of a straight tail plastic worm is going to work on this in a variety of colors. I've caught them on all the naturals like green pumpkins, watermelons, baby bass, some type of salt and pepper color. Just depends on the clarity. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But the one that I like, guys, is the 1/16 ounce and the 1/8 ounce. If you get a couple packs there on my Tackle Warehouse link, just get you a pack of the 16th and a pack of the 8th. And we'll talk a little bit about when you want to use that. But that's the simple rig there, just like that. And when it falls, guys, it falls like a wacky rig, but it falls like this. And on the way down, these tails of your bait sort of makes them flutter like that. So it's a real natural slow fall. It's faster than just a wacky rig with no weight on it. But depending upon how deep you're fishing in the wind, it's got to fall just about like that on it. It's basically a faster falling wacky rig. And a lot of times the bass really react to that. Okay, so let's dig into the details about when you want to use this thing and what you want to look for with it. The purpose of this, I'm not even really sure what it's tried to do other than allow you to fish a wacky rig, a little bit faster, deeper. Anywhere that you're catching bass on a wacky rig, this thing can potentially work. But the difference between the flick shake rig and the wacky rig is the flick shake, you can fish it in deeper water. For the most part, when you're fishing a wacky rig, just with a hook, you're casting this wacky rig around shallow cover. You're normally fishing a wacky rig in less than 5 foot of water. The flick shake rig, guys, you can fish it as deep as you want. I mean, I've caught bass on it down to 25 or 30 foot deep. And it is deadly on suspended bass. That's probably the number one way that I've caught bass on a flick shake rig. Is I like to get out. There's 2 type of areas I like to fish with it. Number one are main lake and secondary points. And the number 2 one is what I call ditches or guts in towards the back ends of coves. And they work all year long. So usually what I'll do, depending upon the water clarity, I'll get out on those main lake and secondary points and I'll cast that flick shake out there and I'll fan cast all the way around the point. I'm paying close attention to when my bait's falling, that as far as for getting a strike when it's sinking, because you get a strike a lot of times when it's sinking or as soon as that bait hits the bottom. It's almost like when you cast it out there in that clear water, it'll fall and the fish will watch it. Sometimes they'll grab it on the way down, and sometimes as soon as that bait hits the bottom, they go over there and suck it up off the bottom. So that's the main thing with that. Most of the time, I only work it, once it hits the bottom, I work it maybe 5 or 10 feet and I'll throw out and make another cast again. Now those ditches that I'm talking about, now this works really good. It surprises you. It'll work really good in the summer and the fall time of the year. Go back and just like a big cove arm or big creek arm, and get in the middle of the cove or the creek in about 25 or 30 foot of water, and start casting that flick shake right down the middle of the cove. A lot of these bass in the summertime and the fall time, they will suspend in the middle of those coves, especially if you got submergent timber. It works really good. Don't have to have it, but it can, help out a little bit. Other places I've caught on it is fishing it down bluff banks, steep bluff walls. It's deadly fishing it around deep marina docks, casting it right next to the side of deeper marina docks. Caught a ton of fish on bridge piers with it. Just cast that sucker next to bridge piers, especially with a little bit smaller downsized worm on it. And just fish it everywhere that you think you're going to get a bite on a Texas rig or whatever. It's a presentation that sometimes the bass just can't resist and works better than anything else. So it is the flick shake is really one of those rigs that I've tried to keep it secret. I've been catching fish on it for a long time, and I've really never talked about it very much. And you get the right situation, guys, and it's deadly. And a lot of times you just have to try it to see if it works. But anytime, you're in a situation where you have suspended fish or you got some fish on the bottom in a little bit deeper water, always consider using this flick shake. Really good bait for that. Another thing with that, if I could give you some recommendations on colors and water visibilities, the flick shake definitely works better in clear water. It's like, for the most part, I want to have at least 4 foot of clarity for this thing to work. It's a clear water deal because it's a sight bait more than anything else. I haven't done very good on it in, water visibility under about 4 feet, but I've ripped them on water visibility over 4 feet with that. Another thing is try using quite a bit of those shad patterns on your lures. That salt and pepper is one of my favorite, or baby bass. They don't see those colors a lot. Most of them see green pumpkin and watermelon, but I probably, out of all of them, I've caught more on that baby bass and some type of salt and pepper on the flick shake than I have any other color. And most of the time I'm going to fish it on my Mega Bass outer mine spinning rod, 8-pound test Seaguar and Vizex line. Occasionally, if I'm fishing it deeper with a 16th ounce head, I'll use 6-pound test, but 8-pound test is my favorite. And most of the time, unless it's really windy, I use the 16th ounce head. The only time I go to the 8th ounce if it's super, super windy and I have a hard time controlling that 16th. But anyway, guys, give it a try, man. It's a great bait. It catches a ton of fish. Probably something you may or may not have tried before, but it's just something else to add to your arsenal there. So again, I'll link that tricky head, or not the tricky head. I think it's called the wacky head. I'll put it in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of the video. You guys can get your pack there. So appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.